What's going on, YouTube? I welcome you to It's Wild Out Here, the channel bringing you the wildest stories from around the world. And today ain't no different. So hit that like and subscribe button because it's wild out here. And I'm going to tell you all about it. Today's story comes from New Hampshire. Couple tied up adopted child with dog leash and kept her in a dungeon room. A New Hampshire couple convicted on criminal charges after keeping their adopted daughter in a locked basement and subjecting her to years of torture and slavery are now facing a lawsuit for violating her 13th Amendment rights. Chinese native Olivia Atkocaitis, now 20, dug her way out of a filthy dungeon room in 2018 at the age of 15 using a bottle cap. After her adoption under China's one-child policy at 14 months old, Atkocaitis was regularly locked into that 8-foot by 8-foot room for weeks at a time by parents Thomas and Denise. There she slept on a vinyl twin mattress without sheets, heat, ventilation, or running water. The window was covered with chicken wire and she was forced to relieve herself in a bucket. By the time she was 3 years old, Olivia said she was physically and mentally abused by her adoptive parents, who she said withheld food and health care and didn't allow her to attend school with their 3 biological children. The child was tied up with a dog leash and was repeatedly threatened with deportation if she did not behave. At one point, she says she was made to stand in a bathtub while her adoptive parents poured hot sauce down her throat and subsequently forced her to eat her own vomit. I truly believed I was a horrible person and I caused everyone in my life pain, and that my adoption was a mistake, and that my birth was a mistake, and that everyone would be happier and better off without me, Olivia Atkocaitis said. One of Atkocaitis' siblings reported the abuse to the New Boston Police Department at his school in 2011. According to at least one Atkocaitis sibling, Denise Atkocaitis viewed Olivia as garbage. She hated her, acted hatefully towards her, and conditioned other children in the household to hate Olivia as well. That sibling reported that Denise would become so enraged at the household children that she would urinate when yelling at them and begin foaming at the mouth. That sibling reported that Denise's behavior was significantly more violent, degrading, and hateful towards Olivia. The department photographed the room and was told by Thomas and Denise that Olivia was regularly locked inside. Even though the State Division of Children, Youth, and Families was notified, the girl was never removed from the home. In addition to adoptive parents Thomas and Denise Atkocaitis, Atkocaitis also named the New Hampshire Department of Health and Human Services, the state's Division for Children, Youth, and Families, the New Boston Central School District, the New Boston Police Department, and the town for contributing to the perpetual abuse of Olivia's slavery for 14 years. Earlier this month, the parents' pleas for the case to be dismissed were denied. The couple, who have since moved to Georgia, argued they were not properly served and that the court lacked jurisdiction over them and that the statute of limitations had passed. Attempts by state entities and the New Boston Police Department to dismiss charges against individual police officers and social workers are still pending. The facts of her case prove that more than 150 years after its formal abolition, slavery still exists in modern times in acute forms in New Hampshire, attorney Michael S. Lewis said. Lewis said Atkocaitis was treated like she was less than human. In this case, if you look at the slavery count, you'll see that you have a person from another country, from a minority race, being bought by people in the United States in a market for buying and selling children. She is then essentially imprisoned in a basement, forced to engage in manual labor. This included being forced to be on call to massage on her mother every hour of the day. Whenever her parents asked, she would face psychological punishment if she did not perform the services to her parents' standards. She was also required to perform heavy manual labor on the family's farm, attending to large animals, and was forced as punishment to muck animal manure from barn stalls in her bare feet. Before her escape in 2018, Atkocaitis claimed she tried to flee the New Boston property numerous times, but was repeatedly returned to her parents by the police. In one instant, 12-year-old Atkocaitis jumped out of a second-story window in the family home before she was reported missing, captured, and returned after 2 hours. When she dug her way to freedom September 5, 2018, the New Boston Police Department used dogs to track her through the nearby woods. A citizen citizen reportedly found the girl with scratches on her face, covered in dirt, wearing sandals, and her feet covered in dirt and debris from the woods. After a subsequent investigation, during which a social worker and police said they felt suffocated after spending more than 5 minutes in that tiny basement room, Thomas and Denise were arrested. Thomas Atkocaitis was charged with felony criminal restraint, kidnapping, and misdemeanor endangering the welfare of a child. He spent 6 months in jail after pleading guilty to a misdemeanor charge. Denise Atkocaitis spent no time in jail after she pleaded guilty to criminal restraint charges. Charges of child endangerment and accessory to criminal restraint were reportedly dropped. Atkocaitis was then admitted into the foster system until she turned 18. Olivia Atkocaitis is now studying psychology at Plymouth State University. This is a wild story, y'all. Let us know what y'all think about these parents in the comments. And like always, stay safe and stay aware. And remember to hit that like and subscribe button, and we'll see you next time on It's Wild Out Here.